Now today the plan is simple. Build. I've got a lot of building to do, and that is going to require quite a lot of resources. This massive area that you see behind me here is going to require a ton of materials. So even though this mall is technically making materials for me, I'm probably going to need a bit more. So it might be due time that I go on a little bit of a mining spree before we get started and actually starting to build the mall itself. So you know what? Nothing like a mining montage straight off the rip. Let's go. Oh man, after that mining montage, which I did live stream, by the way, over on Twitch, you can follow me at twitch.tv/ChosenArchitect. I did manage to get a ton of diamonds and other resources as well, including zinc. I mean, we ended up getting blocks worth of zinc and several more blocks of copper, which I am going to need a ton more copper. You can see right here. And the actual main thing I wanted was tough. And I ended up getting a ton of tough, and it's not just housed there. No. I emptied all of my contents of my storage to kind of limit how much I had in there, and I secretly stored it over here to maybe hide it from Stam. I'm just hiding a little bit from Stam here. You know, nothing that out of the ordinary. We have a little bit over here. I emptied a ton of this over here, and we got cobble here. There may be some more tough over here, so yeah, our mining machine definitely worked. So today I am going to need to use all of that tough because I plan on building a factory, and many of my factory setups, as you can see right here with this style that I'm going with, uses quite a lot of tough in the walls, in the main parts of the structures, and we're also going to need a ton of brick. Thankfully, though, I've got the brick covered. The mall literally produces so much of it. So now the same thing is going to happen here. However, it's already happened for you guys. I'm going to be live streaming the build. So if you want to catch future live streams like this, be sure to follow me over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ChosenArchitect. Like I said earlier, I do live stream several of these things. So for example, the building time lapse, yeah, that's going to happen on my stream. But well, you get to watch it all happen here really quickly with a time lapse. But before we do that, let's talk about my design philosophy for this actual factory, because I do want it to look like a factory, but I also want it to have an appearance kind of like this over here. I do like the idea of it being some sort of like cathedral-esque like styled factory. So I'm going to see what I can come up with. We have this like rustic downtown looking factory, and this one over here also carries that same vibe. I do want to carry that same aesthetic into this, but with a little bit more of a gaudy feel. And I'm not one to typically pre-plan out builds like these, so this is going to happen all on my live stream, all in single player. We are going to be building this first in my head, and I'm going to be putting it into the world. And so fingers crossed that this build that I'm imagining in my head right now actually works. So if you're one of the ones that follow me over on Twitch, I'll see you over there. But you get to watch this time lapse. So cue the time lapse. that was one heck of a time lapse. Took about 6 hours, give or take, to get this building all up and running, straight off the dome, essentially. Well, now that I have this up, there's still a lot more detailing that needs to be done. For example, the landscaping is something that is going to be on my mind to do, probably later, but I do want to get the windows in. I was thinking a design much like this looks kind of nice and kind of similar across all of this. Just a few design details, but there's also the interior that I'm going to have to keep in mind. There's a lot of space and a lot of places for things to be done in here and decorated, especially where I have all of my machinery. Yeah, but I also want to make sure that there's plenty of room for expansion in the future. But I think for right now, let's go ahead and get some of the main details in. For example, some windows and some walls and a few andesite bars. And I definitely want to throw in a few lightning rods just in case. Now, as far as the interior goes, well, I'm adding a little bit of detail here, and I'm starting to exchange out a lot of this andesite, which was definitely very temporary whenever I was placing this in, more or less giving it a foundation. I think I'm going to go with tough, lining the outside edges. I think that looks really, really nice. And, well, it's going to blend in, as you can see right here. This outer edge is also going to be tough, going to blend into the andesite walkway. And then on the factory side of things, this is also going to be tough, and it's going to blend in on the inner side to this walkway as well. To me, tough just gives it that look of just being dirty, you know, like underneath machines and stuff. You wouldn't typically be able to clean all that often, so you end up with kind of gunk just building up underneath factory machines. As someone who has definitely worked in a factory in the past, it totally makes sense. Now, I know I haven't gotten to the technical side of today's episode because there will be some cool stuff happening. Besides the actual build, which, by the way, has taken so long, but I'm absolutely falling in love with this build, especially since it is going to be producing the majority of our building materials for future projects. But yeah, anyways, we'll be getting to some technical stuff, but I just wanted to show, man, this whole scheme right here with the colors blending in together into the andesite, yeah, this is really starting to shine. I also might have to come in here and sort of blend in some of this andesite as well in with the side. That might also add to it a little bit more as well. I think though what I'm going to struggle with the most is figuring out exactly how am I going to lay out the upstairs area. I mean, right now I have that andesite up there. It's going to need to be either tough or platforms. I just don't know just yet. Well, I'm also going to need some way to get up there as well. That's another project we're going to have to figure out. I mean, after getting the floors in, might as well add myself a couple of elevators. Yeah, this is how I'm going to get from floor to floor. I think that's going to work out really, really well. And just pop on in and up to the floor we go. And we have our little doors here so we can get in and out safely. So that way we don't potentially die. I was really hoping these would automatically open up. For the elevators, yeah, I just went with some simple deep slate here, you know, some girders, and we got some andesite bars with some copycat panels that have some copper blocks on them. And yeah, up top, we got a bell, of course, to make the beautiful ding noise, and a water wheel on top to connect it to. So to take a ride up, and I get to show you that I've been working on platforms. Okay, so there is an upper level. It's starting to come together, I think, a little bit better on the main part of the interior. But something I'm actually working on right now is trying to make the chain area look a little bit better. And this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. But I'm thinking once I add some trapdoors to the top side, I think this is going to look pretty decent. Now, with the trapdoors being on the top side of a block like this, I can actually hang like lamps from the bottom of it, and will allow this area to be illuminated a little bit better, because lighting is something I'm definitely having problems with. Now, while I was mid-build, Stan was like, hey, would you want to hop on a train and, well, go see what I've been working on? And I was like, you know what? That sounds like a lot of fun. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
I'm coming!
Oh, hi, Beardy.
Goodness.
Anyways, follow me.
All right, let's go. Oh.
Right.
Yeah. I will have a future tour wagon that's gonna be much nicer.
Let me sit.
But the train isn't it isn't the main attraction. It's the
Oh right, okay.
It's the journey.
I was expecting a push cart, like for us just to hand crank the whole way there.
Yeah, it's kind of like the idea behind it, but sadly we can't with the no. So to our left here.
Oh, yep. Oh, we got a whole
We
tour
have
as well.
Foxy, the horse.
Oh man, we had a good
Oh.
chat.
Well, he was gonna build the cliff, but I ended up having to build the cliff. Something about his hoofs and them not
It
being
being a
great.
horse.
Yeah, being
Yeah.
being a horse mainly. To
Yeah.
be fair. Anyways, if we just carry along this track, then we're gonna come to a little section over here that is, unfortunately, a little unfinished.
Oh, you missed a
There's
spot.
still overpass.
Okay.
That's a future work in progress project.
Oh, yeah, shoddy workmanship there.
Watch your
No,
head.
no,
Watch your head.
No. But we are coming up to the first main attraction. Actually, the first point where we're gonna get off and look at something.
That mountain
Oh.
over there.
No, that's
Oh.
no.
Okay.
This bridge.
Oh, hey, look.
Oh.
Oh.
We just hop on off here. I'd like you guys to appreciate the 2 lodestones in the bridge mostly. But you can
Nice,
appreciate how the
nice.
bridge looks as well. And actually, since you guys are along here, there's a bunch of flat space here. I haven't filled it back in with trees. If anybody wants to build something, feel free. Next up,
It's fine, it's
next
fine.
on the list
You're
is
fair.
actually an unfinished bridge and area. It's a work in progress. It's don't look too closely at it. All right.
Okay.
Is it-
Well,
Just
this part is
get
done.
the zoom button going.
This part is done. I'll tell you when to close your eyes.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
Yep.
I've not seen
And
one of
then
those things
now,
yet.
close now. Close now. Close now.
Zoom,
Yep,
zoom,
closed
zoom,
eyes. Closed
zoom.
eyes, I hope.
Yep.
You guys seem to be scanning the landscape a lot.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just wait.
Eyes are closed.
Yep, your eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. Just
Mhm.
keep them closed just a little bit longer, and now we can open them again.
Oh, hey, look.
A bridge.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
And
so you
just
built
like
the
the other
first-
one, we're gonna just get off a little bit here,
lodestone
just
in
taking
there.
a peek at the bridge.
Yeah, no, you see that? He's just
Can
flexing now,
we
isn't he?
appreciate the lodestones here as well? I appreciate you guys
see.
appreciating them. They
do.
appreciate it as well.
I like the fact that,
a nice
that you
little
built the
stone
first
bridge.
2 bridges on the server. And the first train
Yeah,
track.
I built the first 3 bridges, in fact.
I mean,
Oh, there's another
technically,
one.
Third
no,
one?
no. Technically, I built a wooden bridge over my. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that's a good point actually.
Yeah,
I've got like an
exactly.
8-block bridge
Yeah.
across my
See.
little canal.
See,
Yeah.
exactly. I didn't put a
Now
lodestone in it,
this.
but
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, then it's not a real bridge. So next up,
Wow.
we got the custom spruce forest, and I'd
Ooh,
like you guys
nice.
to just appreciate
Is it a
the
custom spruce
trees.
forest because there's one custom tree, or?
No, there's a lot of.
Oh,
custom
there's more.
trees.
Sorry, I was looking at the one behind us. Yep, sorry.
ooh,
Custom
That-
trees.
I
Nice
think
trees.
they're infected.
No,
No, they look.
no.
Are
Stop
you
hating on them.
I'm not hating on them. They just look
we're
like they're
appreciating.
dying.
No,
or it
they're
looks-
thriving.
Maybe it's from all the pollution of the train tracks and stuff.
No,
So
I
all the
don't-
building works poison the land.
It is
no,
what
no,
it looks
no.
like to me.
Anyways, we are coming up to the final bit here with the final bridge.
Oh, I like this.
This is pretty cool.
Where's also where the train track details kind of stop.
This
But
is looking
I
cool.
appreciate the lodestones,
That's
please.
nice.
Oh, yep, sorry, yeah, lodestones, of course.
My goodness.
Yep, the sign of a
Okay.
stand bridge.
Honest question, Stam. Is
Yep.
that gonna be a reoccurring thing in all your bridges?
Yes,
Okay. I'll hold you
it's
to
not a
that.
bridge without a lodestone.
Okay.
That way he can find his
it.
way back to all of his bridges.
Exactly. You
There's,
have to have
there's a
a-
lovely village here I
list.
can flatten. I mean, convert as well.
Yes, if you, I actually haven't decided roughly how far my base is gonna go up, but
Foxy
yes,
joined us.
you can. Oh,
Fox. Oh.
oh. There's another
Never
one.
mind.
He was in a hole here earlier,
He's
but
gone
he wouldn't
again.
leave
Yep.
when I was building. No, he's gone. Unfortunately. Yeah.
I can't.
I mean,
I can't get back on either. There we go. There we go.
I got him. I got him.
Well, you got him.
Oh,
I got him.
Hey,
Nice.
There he is.
Look
You
at that.
throw Foxy on the train.
Foxy, you can take the ride back.
Yeah. Oh, there,
There
it
we
is.
go. He's got to take your seats. And we'll travel him back.
Nice. I like it, Stan.
That's the
you've
track.
done loads over here.
The,
Do
the
you?
train- oh,
Can you
I've
guys? Do we appreciate the texturing I've spent hours on as well? Can we?
just the
It
just
does look very lovely.
just
It does
the
look very
laying of
lovely.
the
I
train
mean-
tracks alone would have been impressive enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've managed to keep them semi-realistic at least.
Yep. No.
Realistic enough.
There's no right-hand turns or anything. Yep. Good job.
Oh yeah. Close your
angles.
eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Oh, thank God.
Imagine it would have been a pig.
No, I would have gotten off the train. Oh, that would have been. You better stay over there.
That'll do it. It's
Nope,
fine. Okay.
nope.
It makes sense. Yeah, this is a work in progress that has to be raised before we can actually travel trains on it, but it's a work in progress. It's a future project.
This is looking very cool though, and I'll have a station ready soon. But having spent like the last 5 days sorting out the terraforming around that shopping district,
Yeah.
like I mean, Chosen's built an entire. I don't even. What is that factory on the hill there?
It's a, yeah,
In
it's
the
another
meantime?
It's another factory. I know. I got a lot of factories.
You do.
It's an extension of the house. Just yeah.
An extension of the house.
Who's taking Foxy?
It's good to see you making good use of the power.
Yes, very good. I think I've used almost 100,000 SU so far.
Who wants to bring Foxy home?
Good job.
That would have been so funny. though.
He's got
Good.
a mouthful of dirt.
Well, I didn't realize anyone was streaming. Like, you know, if someone
wonder how he ended up getting this dirt.
Caught.
That was me.
Oh my goodness. This poor fella. I'm gonna have to cleanse him.
He refused to get out of the hole so I could place blocks back in. He walked into it and then laid down there for a nap. Right, but thank you so much for joining me on this little tour of the train tracks that
It was very nice.
everybody will travel all of the time on, and I spent a full week making.
I had,
And
I had a thoroughly wonderful time.
that's,
Yeah,
I love that.
Good little
I
chore.
love that.
And maybe
whenever
soon you'll have
you-
a destination to go to.
Yes, hopefully, and a passenger train.
Soon.
And, I mean, the village will be a destination really soon, in fact.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's a very soon project, which, Beardy, we have to talk about.
Yeah. We do need to have a little. We'll have a chat about that.
Anyways,
but also, before everyone goes though, by the way,
yeah.
Watch the
you
hole.
may-
Watch the hole.
okay, won't ask. But yeah, over there, over in the distance in the shopping area, there's now some roads and some paths. Feel free to just nab some land and start placing shops.
Ooh.
It will continue to evolve, and there'll probably be more roads and more shopping district bit behind the power station and all that stuff. But in the meantime, you can just start claiming.
Fake bridge.
And the shops.
Bye.
Oh,
Just hide all the water wheels.
Do you hear
It
that?
looks-
He just abused
looks-
your bridge on the way past.
Yeah,
It,
it's my,
it looks really good. It looks
That's-
really good, Chosen, but it's not a bridge.
that is a bridge.
That is
It
clearly a
looks
bridge.
really good, though.
It goes over the water.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't there, you'd get wet feet, Stam. It's a
Yeah.
bridge.
I'm gonna put the fox right here. Very nice.
Ah.
Now that was a fantastic train ride, and I really like all of the details, especially in the custom trees. I really got to get some of those custom trees over there. Like that would look really good around this area. But I did a little bit more detailing, and I had some copycat steps on the back side of a step, and you get this really cool shape with the copycats. It's kind of nice. Anyways, there we go. We now have some nice decorations in this area. I added some fence. It's a really cool trick too with the copycats. You can hold, for example, some of the fencing in your offhand, like the andesite fence, place down a copycat panel, and it looks like fencing, but on the outer edge of a block. Like a really cool thing. I think I seen Beardy do it, and I was like, that's actually really neat. I'm gonna try that. And it looks really, really good for the railing. Also added in a ton of girders in here. Thankfully, I have girders automatically being made. Otherwise, this would have been an absolute nightmare to handcraft. Thank goodness for this mall. It has made, honestly, all of this a little bit easier. There is still a ton of work to do, though, on the entire build here. We have a lot of decoration, but there is something I do want to get fixed this episode, and that is the tree farm. I kind of want to get the tree farm and all of its contents in here. I want it to keep it in stock here so that way I can use my frog ports to be able to access it. And I went ahead and set up a ton of vaults. Thankfully, we have vaults, like I said, on Autocraft. They're restocking right now to keep 9 in stock, 9 stacks. And yeah, you can see I definitely used almost all of the 9 stacks I had in stock. Now, I need to get a chain conveyor out of the building, and I'm thinking right about here would be a really good place to probably get that chain conveyor. And I can decorate this to make it look a little bit nicer. For example, these lower sections, making it look like packages can actually come through the actual building. But we definitely got to hook this up, so there we go. Perfect. And I'll come back in here and fix that one too. And you know what? If it wasn't for the Z fighting, man, these girders would look really, really good. I'm not sure these will reach this far, but it'd be really cool if they did. I don't know if the config, for example, for these have been changed, but man, if it could reach all the way over here, I would be super happy. Come on. Can I? Oh, I can't even get up there to reach that block. Oh, come on. Don't unlink. I might actually have to go back down and relink. No? Oh, they do reach. Oh, that is so good. Oh, because now what I can do is I can connect this to over here into this system. Oh, that is going to be beautiful. Now, I want to be able to come back and decorate all of these, but for now, oh, this is going to be wonderful. So I'm thinking these chests will end up being cleared, and I'll only have to have really one chest. So I can put a girder right here. And since we'll have a frog ready to go, I'll just place the conveyor here. Oh man, getting all this connected up. I am super happy about this. Okay, because this is just going to make life so much easier because now I can handle the packages. Oh, and everything. And I can connect this into the house because I have a port there, a port coming out so I can connect it to the other farm. Oh, everything is coming together. So, for example, a boop here and a boop here, and I think a boop here. It looks kind of odd. They are connected though. A boop into this. And I think this will be going the right direction. I'm really hoping it's going the right direction. If so, though, everything will then be hooked up. Holding. Oh, I just got a few more chains. Oh, but now we can connect and perfect. And is it spinning? I never hooked it up, so I don't know if this is actually spinning the correct direction. It looks like it would be. And all of this then would be connected into a stress network. Now, I did think this one looked a little bit wonky here, so I'm actually going to remove this one and then relink these two together, which I think will also give me a nicer line for frogs, but definitely will look a little bit nicer too with a smoother transition. Now, after setting all of that up, I need to use this vault right here, and we're going to have an insert frog, which I think I'm going to put on this side, and very similar to how I'm doing it here, the frog is going to be connected to this main line. However, I want it to be connected to the receiving line, which I think will end up making it this way quicker. Yeah, I'm going to get this one hooked in. There we go. We have a frog in, and this frog is going to be called tree farm _farm CA. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good way to handle this. Perfect. So I'll definitely copy that because we're going to need to put that on a sign, and this is going to make sure it is a receive. Yes, perfect. So that should definitely take those once we actually get the packages sent. Now to get the packages sent. For that, we could probably switch this out for a single barrel, as this is going to be able to work with just that alone. And I just need to get the frog port placed in, preferably here, so that way it sends it in the correct direction. But yes, and this one needs to be a send frog. And just to make sure we know where this is going, I'm going to go ahead and paste in the location. Unfortunately, I can't fit the whole name on these hanging signs. Ah, that's definitely a limitation. Yep, this sign will have to do. But now we have the location defined. I can just give it a redstone signal, and that should start taking all of those out, labeled correctly, and it should be now going into that item vault. And I did go ahead and set up an item vault interface on the back side of the item vault, so we can access it and pull out log types if we need any. But outside of that, it's primarily going to be used for sending the spruce planks around. Looky there, our wood is already inside. So really what I'm also going to need to do is take spruce from another storage vault and keep a certain amount in stock on the main. Oh, and by the way, I can now also clean this all up by just moving all of the wood into here. That's just going to send it into that other item vault. Now, I'm also going to be sending all of the saplings, so this does need a little bit of a revamp. So I need to push the mechanical saws one forward. The reason for this is so that way the deployers follow immediately after. That way it will continue to place these down, as you can see here, which is how I want this to work. So that way it can empty the saplings every round, and it will always have enough saplings, usually, to continue placing them in. And that way we can use those saplings inside of our factory, well, you probably know, so that way we can make automated cardboard and keep that also in stock. And one more awesome thing to set up would probably be a threshold switch. That way we can shut this off when it is entirely full. So what I want it to do is when it is full, then send a signal. So at or below, then send a signal. So we have this. And we'll leave it on in its default state. So right now it's not sending a signal, but whenever it does get all the way filled up, it will then send a signal. And the way I'm going to route this is by using a redstone link, and we'll shut the machine or shut our tree farm off with a clutch. So right underground, place that clutch in. This thing is going to start spinning. But there is something that I should mention. We want to make sure this is set to only place when anchor is destroyed. Although when it shuts it off, it shouldn't, I shouldn't have to break it or anything crazy like that. Perfect. So we'll place this in. My identifier is a diamond hoe. That's kind of what we all chose, was random ones. And we're just about ready. Got to shift right click this to put it in receive mode. And whenever it receives a signal, it will shut the farm off. Later on, I think I'll have a more complicated setup for handling all of the saplings and the logs. So we won't really have to worry about that then. But for right now, well, we are essentially going to just shut this off when it's filled. And then for the fun part, we need to take a packager, place a stock link on it, and then this frog is going to be a send only frog. Well, if I actually connect it to the chain, we do want to make sure that it is sending to the chain going back towards the main system, because that's essentially what it's going to be doing, is connecting to the main. And then we'll label it like all of our other send frogs by placing goggles on it. And then with our factory gauge, we'll just go ahead and right click here. And we want to make sure that we place this on here. And we're going to label this with logs. And we're using spruce logs specifically. I recommend only sticking with like a single type of log if you're going to do it this way. And it should be able to see all of the spruce logs in here. Why is it only showing 936? There should be 1,000 in here, unless it's somehow connected to this one. Why? That's right. Still getting used to this system. It does have to show and read off how many is in here because, well, it's not going to show how many is in this container because we're going to be sending to here. And so it's showing how many is actually available because we got to set our amount. I am such a dork. Okay. So, on this, just like all of these, we just got to set it to the same name as the frog here, which should show up immediately inside here. And because it is automatic, or because we tuned it to this network, this frog should send it out and keep this in stock. So for example, we can say, hey, always keep 9 in stock, much like we were doing before. Let's go ahead and set it a little higher than 9. Let's set it to 15. We should see that send out a package. And then it rolls in and then gets picked up, and now we're at 15. So just showing that it does work. I'm going to set it to 9 though. And we are now automated with logs. Now I can't quite call this a build without a front door, so I'm thinking the front door could be a windmill bearing. We'll put a single block of wool in here to allow this to spin. And then I want this to be kind of one of these spinny rotation doors at the entryway. And this, I think, could be pulled off. I could use the shaft in the middle, but I think it'll look better if it's actually connected to the center. So let's try this by placing down, there we go, this, and kind of mixing and matching as we go up. And I want this to be about this tall. I think that'll be pretty good. And I'm also going to put my girders back in here after this is all spinning. But, oh, this will look really good. We just got to glue it all together. And we will have ourselves a spinny door. Now, I did just realize, yeah, for the windmill to work, it does require a minimum of 8 of these wool blocks in order to actually function. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7, 8. Okay, so this puts it right on the roof technically, right here, 7, 8. Which is not actually half bad because that means I can have the windmill bearing right here. And I can just trigger it from this position. Okay, this could be really nice, actually. So I just got to go back in here. And what I want to do is I want to glue this, but I want to make the wool look a little bit nicer. So the way we're going to do that is by covering it in these weathered iron blocks, well, with copycat panels. Oh, this is going to be one of those times where after I get it done, I won't get to see it until I go back down because after I activate it, oh, I can't see it. but it's on and it's rotating. Oh, but I want it rotating counterclockwise, even though it always goes clockwise. I guess it's just the orientation. Oh, but there it is. It's spinning. Okay, I do want it going the other direction though. Okay, so it was actually going the right direction. Or at least that's how I remember always seeing these, whether that was in movies or in real life. You always end up pushing from the right, typically, or at least in the US. You push from the right and then you go from the right. It does seem awfully slow, but of course that is to help with the traffic of people walking. So I think that is perfect, and it going through these is going to look absolutely natural, and also kind of force people to actually walk through them. And I've also got to get this area cleaned up because I don't want people walking through that to bypass it, do I? No, I want them to actually need to walk through this area. Oh, this would definitely be a smashing hazard right here. Oh, that would be nasty. Yeah, so you know what? Maybe I don't have those there. I'll tell you what though, this would be way cooler if it was like a skulk sensor that detected you like as you're walking up to this area, and then like it set like a timer to turn this on for a brief moment. Oh, that might be something that like we do eventually. I don't know. That's the kind of stuff that like I think is really cool, and then I go to like actually set it up and like it would take me a lot of time for something that probably would never get used. You know what? I think overall today was an insane episode. I spent hours on this project just to wrap up in a short video. And I hope you guys did enjoy and appreciate that. But of course, if you did, make sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. Of course, also don't forget to check out, if you haven't already, the Discord. My Discord and also the community Discord for the SMP. All of that linked down in the description below. Before we call it and say thanks to the amazing supporter of today's episode, one more look at this beautiful building. Oh, this is going to be so good looking from the distance in everyone else's videos. I can't wait to see what everybody else thinks. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to start selling products. So, without further ado, let's thank the amazing supporter of today's episode. And that amazing thanks is going to go out to none other than Aldous. Thank you so much for your amazing support, and choose to support me over on Discord by becoming a Discord premium member and supporting me for such a long time. Thank you so much for your amazing support, and I'll see you guys, of course, in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.